So once again, thank you for being here, and I am going to switch over to the desktop so that I can show you what we're going to be looking at today. Much better than looking at me, I'm sure. So let's do that. And I am just going to pop this out the way now. And we will get started. So the mini catalogue. Hi Emma, hi Shannon. Oh, thank you everybody. Hi Roz. New Zealand is paradise. It definitely is paradise. I think it is, but very biased, I must admit. I'm going to be sharing with you the Simply Succulent Suite. This is amazing. It is artistic line stamp set and includes a lot of colouring in, but you don't have to colour in. I'll show you a couple of tricks if you've got people in your class that don't like to colour in great detail, and I've got something that I can show you that'd be perfect for them in your class. I think this stamp set is fantastic for all levels and is great for a class that you have mixed levels in your class. You can do really fantastic beginner cards and right up to the really good Avid cards with lots of layering and things like that. But one of the reasons I really liked it is because of the colouring. I super love colouring, and we have so many fantastic colouring tools with the blends and everything else, so I couldn't wait to get this. So the set comes with dies. Now there's extra dies in here. I've popped these onto a black sheet for you. These come with a beautiful full piece die, which is fantastic for just a full card with something colour behind it or white behind it. Really quick and easy because it is just stunning all by itself. Now the pot is a great medium-sized pot, so you can do lots of layering with all the different succulent pieces. And there's an extra die in here also to add to that layering, and these are extra pieces as well, also to add to the layering or just to have on their own. Now these are for this stamp here, and there's a couple for this stamp here if you're cutting out multiples. But the other beautiful things with this is that you get some amazing labels. Aren't these just gorgeous? That's not a label actually. These are labels. Absolutely beautiful labels. I love these, and they all have got the stitched element to them, which is fantastic. This is the die for this great big stamp here, and that cuts it out really easily for lots of layering, etc. So let's get on to some projects. I'm just going to bring this over. My special Christmas mat just for today. And just, whoops, that was me getting those stamp set out of the way. Bit of noise there. So this is the first card that I'd like to share with you. This is a card that I created for the beginner stamper. It really is quick and easy. It has just got the large stamp. Now I've just dropped my stamp, which I will try and grab. Oh, of course it dropped on the floor. This is just this large stamp stamped up the side here, and a couple of the smaller stamps as well. I'll show you this in a moment. And then this is just, now this is a little sneak peek that I thought you might like to look at of the Fine Art Floral Designer Series paper. That is beautiful, and this is the petal pink side of one of the sheets. I thought I'd just give you a sneak peek look at that. Now these are just strips, leftover strips that you would have, and then this is just stamped on a piece of cardstock with mint macaroon ink. Right, so the next step up for that is this card here. So just a little bit more layering, and I have stamped the stamp on to white cardstock this time. I've still got the DSP here. Now I've got some of this beautiful organdy striped ribbon, the petal pink. Still got the strips, but I did use one of those beautiful dies, and I have daubered some of these. So I'm just going to quickly show you that, to show you that if you've got some people in your class that don't like colouring, what you can offer them. It is fabulous, isn't it? It's one of the first things that was on my order. It is so versatile. It is great for masculine cards as well, and I do have a masculine card that I will show you. So I'm just doing this off to the edge. And just a little bit there. And then I've just used this smaller stamp to fill in. Actually, I'm just going to take that off. That's a bit annoying, isn't it? Just to fill in some of the gaps here. And then, I'll keep that out actually, just using the mint macaroon, I have just tapped it into my ink pad and just gently, there's no right or wrong where to place your ink. I've just sort of gone over it. And this is such an easy way for people that don't like to spend a lot of time colouring in. Because there are, it's unbelievable, I know, but there are some people that don't like colouring in. And then I just added some petal pink. And I did have another dauber there as well, a blue one. That's all right. Just around the edges. So it doesn't take long actually when you've got the daubers just to fill in, and because it is just the daubers, you don't have to be using it to fill in the lines exactly. It makes it so easy for anyone to do. And you can go back and add a bit more colour if you like. I also have Wink of Stella on some of mine because succulents are often sort of wet, and the Wink of Stella is perfect for adding that sort of hint of being wet. Okay. That is petal pink and this is mint macaroon, and so I have then just added, as I said, the rest of basically what was on the beginner card. So just a little stepped up version with some quick easy colouring in with the daubers. Okay, so I will show you my next card. Now this is this die that I was telling you about. This is the beautiful detailed card front die. Isn't that just gorgeous? I have used some of the DSP once again, the Fine Art Floral Designer Series paper with this. I have used the reverse side that looks like painting, and I have just popped this die on the front, and that is absolutely all you need. It is so gorgeous. It just makes a stunning card so quick and easy. Now going back to people that don't like colouring in, the stamp can be stamped onto coloured cardstock, and then you can cut it out. If with the dies, if you wanted to just add a little bit more than that, you can just then get them to use the dauber once again and just to do the edges. It just really does add that extra, and it is so easy, and they will be so impressed with what they then can achieve with just a dauber and a little bit of added colour. And then you can add some Wink of Stella. So really it is a class that you can teach for any level or any level of people that like to colour or not colour. And there you have the flower. So quick as that. So fantastic for, as I say, people that don't like colouring in. I've also added some of the dies from the suite that were, now I've lost my page here, the extra little bits that were on the extra dies, and I've cut that out in Blackberry Bliss, and this was the extra little floral die. And so that's that bit there, and that's the extra floral die. I've just added that top and bottom to give a little bit of texture behind the flower, and stamped that. Now the next card, I have actually done a bit more layering with this card. I have used a mint macaroon base. I have coloured these in with blends and added just the same colour, mint macaroon and petal pink, and used the gorgeous cinnamon cider colour for the pot, and added some of the extras. That is the extra, the die in there. Just really, all these dies really do allow you to create such a beautiful layered pot. Now what I wanted to share with you for this card, because we will be covering over the blends shortly, what I wanted to cover was, I was so excited to see the blends in the catalogue. How exciting are these? They come in a 3-pack, and I love using blends. As you can probably tell, one of my favourite things to do is colour. So when I saw these, I was so excited. So I just wanted to share with you, if you haven't used blends before, I just wanted to share a great way to use them. Okay, so you just ink your brush up, and it's the same when you're using sponges or anything like that. Always tap it off a bit and come in from the side. Okay, so always build up your colours. Don't go in with a big splot and want to get the colour on straight away. The knack of these is to actually just build up your colours slowly. So tapping off any excess and coming on from the side. And just, it's these bristles on these brushes are so beautiful. And just building up until you get the colour that you want. See how smooth that colour goes on? I just love it. And I'll just keep going until you can see a bit of that colour. But I don't know if anyone else out there was so excited to see these brushes. I know I was. And they're so soft. They're just amazing. So that's just a subtle background. As I say, you just build up until you get the depth of colour you want. So this is just creating a simple background with this card, but if you've got multiple colours, you can add those as well. It doesn't have, you're not limited to just using one colour. And then you just build it up until you're happy with the depth of colour. So I really just wanted to share them with you because I was super excited about them. And as I say, that is the background. Very simple on the white. I haven't embossed that or anything. It's just the brush on the background, and then these are layered on top. Now, as I said, this card, this stamp set and dies really lends itself to not only more feminine cards, but also it makes absolutely amazing masculine cards. Really was excited to see this set, as I say, because there are so many ways you can use it. So when you're in a class or selling it in a class or using it in a class, the versatility of this stamp set is really the best selling point that you could have, because there's so much, not only so much you can do with it, but it also lends itself to masculine cards as well, which is always a winner. Now for this, with that large detailed die, I have just cut some of it out and placed that on the back there. This is the other spiky succulent, and I have just sponged the tips with some Blackberry Bliss. This is the die, and I've used crumb cake with this, and just grey, not grey granite. This always happens to me, I forget the names of things when I'm doing lives, I must admit, and that's Mossy Meadow. Now I just wanted to show you how to make, I've used some of the gorgeous DSP from the In Good Taste, which I absolutely love, all the wood grain and everything, and I just wanted to show you quickly how you can make that look like planks of wood. So I have just got some early espresso, and I have cut a piece of the DSP into 3 strips, and then I'm just going to use my scissors to rough up, which I kind of like making cards, masculine cards, look more textured, especially because I think that men's cards really do look good with a bit of texture on them, and it is something that generally I like to do anyway, adding a bit of texture, so always find it a good excuse. So if you just rough up the edges of the planks and just pop them evenly. I'll just do one more because I'm sure you don't want to listen to the scraping of scissors, but you will get the idea. Oops. And yes, it is really a lot of variety in the stamp set. That's what really drew me to it, actually. And then you would do the other one, and you pop them on like that, and it really does look like planks of wood. So I was really pleased how that turned out, and I have just stamped that on the inside. I haven't shown you the inside of the others, but that's all right. Right, now my Avid card that I'd like to share with you today is this card here. Now I have added quite a few layers on this one. Just pop that over there. So I've used Purple Posy, and I have used the mint macaroon still. So this has got quite a few layers. I've used the Purple Posy cardstock at the back. I've done just a little strip of the mint macaroon there to tie in with this, and used Purple Posy for the label, and white embossed the sentiment. Kind people are my kind of people. Fantastic. And I have dyed the ribbon with a blend, which I'm just going to show you, and I've also used DeMonte's and coloured them. And I also did something a bit, I also used the embossing folder for this, the Tasteful Textile embossing folder, just to give it that extra texture. And on the inside I have coloured and die cut some flowers just to add that extra as well. Now what I wanted to share, when you're mixing colours, what I like to do is always have a piece of scrap here, or you can just use your piece of mat, your mat underneath. I always like to just put them together and see if they will blend in well together, which I found these colours really did. I thought they could actually blend in really well. So it's a good idea before you start, once you've stamped and got everything ready, to practice on a scrap piece of paper before you put it onto your image that you're wanting to colour. Now succulents, I could say cactus, succulents do have a lot of different colours, blues, purples, and this mint macaroon that I've used, or even deep silvery greys. So fantastic to add those colours to your succulent piece. And yeah, just make sure that you have a go on a practice piece before you put it on there, or you can even stamp a bit of it onto a scrap piece and try that as well. But what I wanted to share is that you can use your blends. What I did for these is I had that, and I wanted to coordinate. And if you pick the darkest colour of your blends, you can coordinate any of your ribbons and embellishments to match your project. And it dries really, really quick, so you can use them straight away. The only thing with the pearl is I would say you must be quite quick with these, because it does take the sheen off if you do it for too long. So I absolutely love the fact that our blends can enable us to coordinate absolutely everything. So that is my projects for you today. I don't have a 3D project. Don't tend to make many 3D projects. I was going to, but I know some people are going to make beautiful 3D pots and things like that with these in it, and I'm going to be so excited to see these. But I love making more Avid cards, I must admit, with lots of layers and colours. So I really enjoyed making this. But that is what is so special with this bundle, is that you can make any level of card. So I'll just pop them out for you here. That is the masculine one. And for any level of people colouring, any colouring abilities. And this large die is just so special. It is so beautiful. And these are my beginner cards. Probably won't be able to see them on there. I'll pop them on the top there. There we go. So I hope you got something out of these, the bundle today, and learnt something new, some new technique. But I definitely would recommend this being in your stash for teaching in your classes. It has got so many possibilities, and I think you will just absolutely love it. So thank you so much, everybody, for coming on with me today and allowing me to share this with you. And take care, stay safe, and Merry Christmas. Bye.